You say
the best part of the whole movie.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Side Jag, the show where people get together. Because I'm not going to say guys anymore because we've had women on the show now.
Right.
Where people get together and they talk about cool movies, cool food, cool stuff. And tonight's special guest is Scott, and Scott is here. He's watched the movie, hopefully, or knows enough about it. Apparently, I was the only one that hasn't watched the movie, but the movie is The Wolf of Wall Street. So at some point tonight, we'll be talking about that. And, of course, I'll give my overview of it. Scott is going to be responsible for picking the next movie we're going to watch, as well as telling us what he would like to add to the list as time goes on. But before we get to that, let's start with Loki update. So how are you on Loki?
I'm only on episode 3. I haven't watched 4 or 5 yet. Where you have you went?
I haven't watched this week's.
Right.
You've seen the little trailers.
I was on the planet. That was the last episode I watched, where they went to the planet and
then they got pulled off at the end.
Right. That's the very last that I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. So then I've seen the one after that, which is. All right, have you been watching any of the Loki stuff, Scott?
Nope.
You a fan of Marvel superheroes?
Sure, but I still haven't even watched Avengers Endgame yet. But I'm down for the conversation, guys. Yeah, I'm behind.
All right,
I say I'm gonna watch stuff, and then I'm like, sorry.
All right, sorry, Scott. We're gonna have to drop you, man.
You're like, well, then
I love you, but you're gone.
Yeah.
Scott's out. Scott's out.
I thought I liked you, Scott, and then
Yeah. Then you come in on my show and betray me like this.
You came here on the day of my show and you disrespected my family. Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyways, if you haven't watched Loki, by all means, please keep watching it.
You can spoil it. I'll forget by the time I watch it. I promise.
So, obviously, we knew when the planet was coming to an end,
right?
Like that. They weren't going to die.
Obviously. They have, 3 more episodes? It's 6-episode season, right?
It's 6 or 8. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the question I have for you about that episode was, you saw that arc, whatever they call that, happen. And, you saw them longingly look into each other's eyes. All right.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna make love to himself.
Okay.
No question.
Yes. Isn't that the weirdest part?
Right. Yes. It's it's very boys. The boys of this show to set that up.
The funny part is Deadpool in the comics has actually done that. There's a whole Deadpool group where there's a female Deadpool, there's Headpool, which is just a head with a beanie on it that spins around. There's Dogpool, there's Kidpool, and like in the female Deadpool is hot as could be. She's like a blonde, super sexy, doesn't have all this crap. And at one point they kiss. And then it's just like, was that awkward for you? That was kind of like kissing myself. That was kind of gross. That was the first thing I was thinking. I was like,
yeah.
It's just that one XY chromosome.
In Norse mythology, Loki had sex with a horse and then had a horse baby, Loki horse baby thing. So,
but then there's no problem with him having sex with the female version of himself.
Right. I think
at least he knows. If you think about it, I guess there's nothing bad about it. He's going to know what he wants.
Yeah.
I think of like the Jay and Silent Bob. The would you F me? I would have.
Yeah. I knew this one would go awkward, and I'm just
sorry. I didn't mean to go there.
No, I'm just the whole time I'm watching. This is Disney Plus.
It's a movie,
right?
How are they missing this?
And what did she call herself? She says, "Don't call me a Loki." I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, she had that name.
Yeah. Cynthia,
something like stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Yeah. So that's funny. All right.
Have you? I did. Okay. I did. I took your. So I'm curious to see what you think about this movie because so far our movie tastes have been far apart, but our show tastes are like right on point. Because I watched the first episode of The Warrior, and it's freaking awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Scott,
it's
if
really
you don't
good.
know and you have HBO Plus, you should add Warrior to your list of TV shows that you need to watch. If you're a Bruce Lee fan at all, or like any karate stuff, it is funny. Fernando came in to work the other day and he was like this. I was like, dude, what's up, man? He goes,
I was watching Warrior.
He goes, I was watching Warrior. I watched like 5 episodes. I was like, Jesus Christ,
Dude.
You're like, I'm not even mad, but I like, did you like it, buddy? Did you have a good time?
Oh, he goes, it was so awesome, man. It's so awesome. And I'm like, all right, which episode did you get to?
The part was cool was, and I had to stop and rewatch it. And I was like, so did they just switch this from Chinese to all like they done? And they actually emphasized it with sound, like when they turned.
Yeah, so they do that. So the funny part is that you almost don't even, as the series goes on, you just kind of blends in and becomes like you just realize it. But what gets funny is when there's an English person around and they have to start talking with accents.
Right.
Like there's one episode where they're in like a saloon and all the Chinese guys are having a talk with accents, and it's like, and you're just like, he speaks perfect English. Oh, right. Wait.
Yeah.
It's the whole flippy thing, Yeah.
They make sure. Do they continue that, or is it just that one time they showed it? Now it's over.
Oh no, they continue out through a whole series. Like the whole series is going to be flip flopping depending on, if it's all Japanese people in the room, they're going to speak English. But if there's one white person in the room, then they speak broken Japanese or just Japanese. Or sorry, Chinese. Why do I keep saying Japanese? Yeah. They speak Chinese, and it's kind of amusing. But no, dude, oh my God. All I can tell you is that every episode just gets better and better and better. And there's no point where each episode on HBO. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones, Scott?
No.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
You know the best HBO? Hey, hear me out. Okay, best show. I got a show that you probably don't know on HBO that's amazing though, and it's on HBO now. I know. Did you ever watch Carnival, the HBO series? The Carnival show. It's freaking insane. It's like a 30s or 20s traveling circus. It's got exactly Mr. Krabs, the voice from SpongeBob, is an evil. He's the devil as a preacher, dude. Like, it is the most craziest show ever. If you like American Horror Story, especially the Carnival one, you will follow right in line with Carnival. It's an amazing, insane show on HBO. So I'm not out of the you can check out that one if that's not on your radar. It's a crazy show. First episode, kind of slow. After that, insane. Kind of like Firefly. Firefly, like episode 1 is kind of slow. The rest of Firefly is amazing.
Wow, deep cut with the Firefly.
Dude, I love Firefly. I used to go thrifting a lot for PC games. Okay, so I have a Windows 98 gaming PC over there. So what I would do is I would go to thrift stores, and all the time PC games get mixed in with the CD cases, their jewel cases or whatever. Yeah. And then I found a Firefly boxed DVD set, which I already was a fan by then, but I was like, this Firefly box set was meant to be mine. Thank you very much. Like, I was like in a little Mexico, thrift store looking for PC games.
Would you be surprised if I told you I actually have that box set?
I believe it. Like they're like thin cases.
Yeah. Brand new. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got them out in Blu-ray now.
I believe it. Firefly's great. Firefly's fantastic. That's why if you do video games, that's the reason I need on my podcast we need to talk more about games. Like the Outer Worlds game is like Firefly in a video game. It's like a space cowboy running a ship thing. It's pretty cool.
Are you the gangster of love?
Yeah.
No.
Some people call me Maurice.
Yeah, that's where I was throwing that from. I was like, I can't believe he's going there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, Steve Miller all the way. Because you lost everyone the whole first half of that show when you guys were doing that. When you were going, some people call me Maurice.
Yeah.
No, some people call me Space Cowboy. I'm the gangster of love. Yeah,
right. Hey, I mean, if they were too young to notice, that's on them. That's not on me. That's their bad, not mine.
Yeah. It's kind of bad now, though. So, it's getting to the point where I feel old. And we'll even use it as a transition to go into our subject talks. Like, I've been in a Snap-on franchisee for a little over 7 years now, going on 8. Like, we're probably 8, actually. We're in 6 months. But I have customers now that are like, when were you born? Oh, 2002. And you're like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, this is terrible. But they're full grown adults, you know what I mean? Like, they're old, and you're like, what the crap is this? But
their backs all hurt. If you're all your mechanics are all my back, my back,
bent over the whole time.
My back is killing me.
But our movie we're doing today, obviously I think everyone knows we're doing the Wolf of Wall Street, and I think it's a cool movie, man. Like, and it's a good movie, and it's fictional to get to it. It's got some truth to it too, also in some of the characters and things that happened. And I think it's cool, man. It's a great movie. I've seen probably a dozen times, even before having to speed run it today to go back over it. But this was a cool movie. So I've been a Snap-on dealer. I became a Snap-on franchisee in 2013 when we started their franchise. And so this is like 1 year in. It's like a make money movie, and I'm like, this is insane. And like this is kind of silly because it's like a comedy movie, but not, and it's got the drama and stuff. But it transitioned into like a lot of stuff that I use as sales tools. And it's not that I'd use freaking stuff from the Wolf of Wall Street, but it brought me onto things, for instance, like Grant Cardone, or in a lot of the books and stuff like that on success, or real estate or stocks exchange sales close techniques that I literally translated right to my Snap-on Tools franchise when talking to customers and like trying to seal deals, especially on big ticket items. And like, so what do you guys think about the Wolf of Wall Street? I don't mean to go straight in that, but I think something like
let me sidejag. I can see Scott he's watching the Wolf of Wall Street boiler room. He's going in there talking to the guys from the Snap-on guys like, always be closing. People who said you had that money's root of evil never had any.
What is that other like coffees for closers? What is that movie?
I mean, let's think about it. When you try to get somebody to buy a $400 set of screwdrivers, I mean, you're not the normal tool guy. You're coming in, like anyone can buy some Stanleys, but like
you're like Glenn Ross with a BMW.
Yeah,
the dude. Oh no, that's you're over exaggerating. I think like our most expensive screwdriver set's like $189, and it's
it's what I have.
Hey, I say that though, and there's some things I can justify, some things I can't, and I believe it's funny though. I see the EEBC battery maintainer charger in the background in 5-star all the time now. That's a great tool.
I would have bought it from you.
Oh, I didn't worry about that shit. But
but I'm just saying because they were like, we know a Snap-on guy, and I didn't know you at the time, so I was like,
I can't even. There's franchise agreements. I can't just sell it to you anyways. But
I got it online. I bought it from the Snap-on store online.
Those things are cool, but those
are freaking expensive.
It's kind of funny though. Until it's worth it though. On the audio side, yes too. But like people that do reprogramming and stuff on ECUs, it's like an insane and valuable tool. But
why is that?
Keeping ECUs at constant voltages, like a lot of when they do ECU reprograms, like you're fully aware when you get into like Mercedes-Benz and BMWs, things like that. Now they can have like over 100. It's not 1996 anymore. There's not 3 modules. There's like 300 modules. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So when they do this reprogramming, they're like usually a lot of these services now too are remote through Wi-Fi doing this reprogramming. It can take like 8 hours on certain BMWs and Mercedes-Benzes.
Gotcha.
If it flashes these ECUs, so they have to keep a constant voltage on the ECU, which those things are certified to where they can do those. But so that's cool. But it's been pretty cool. It's funny though, as the bigger the Power Hog thing gets to, and like the bigger I get, louder I get. It's kind of funny, because I get off work early, and I just go establish dominance at my car audio shops. I just go hand out demos, and then B, like they mess with me more the more like the car audio stuff. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I've done nothing but more and more money at my car audio shops the bigger my stuff's got too. I'm like, I'll just show up now, and they're like, "Who wants a demo?"
And for all you, this is because he watched The Wolf of Wall Street. So watch it.
How it started.
Shame on you. So, Vega, do you want to give the overview
I want to
hear it?
I got me to do it. I want you to do it because you always have the twisted. It's like it's on point. Like what you're saying is on point, but with just like a slight little twist of lime on it.
All right. So first off, if you're interested or haven't seen, or you're like, you didn't do the homework assignment, which is to watch The Wolf of Wall Street, it is a movie based on, I'm guessing loosely, but who knows nowadays, because crazy is what crazy is, starring Leonardo DiCaprio as a coked out, sex addicted, crazy mofo that decides, hey, my life is kind of meaningless and nothing would be better than becoming a stockbroker. Hooks up, learns the ins and outs, learns like drugs. This movie has more drugs and more TNA in it for 3 hours. That is definitely not a family-friendly movie. However, the family did watch it with me the whole time going, wow.
Oh, I got a message from Sue. She's like, what did you have us watch?
Anyways, this is the movie of, hey, money is definitely the root of all evil. The more money you have, the more money you will want. And your friends, well, you're making money, so who needs friends?
Right.
And at the end of the day, cocaine is good.
Yeah, and Quaaludes are gone. You wish.
Yeah, that was an interesting history lesson about Quaaludes. Didn't know that.
If you watch the whole movie, though, it goes full circle and shows you what the long term of the drugs is too, though. So, like, you see the fun side of it, and then going on the back side of that also, though. But it's a cool movie though, and it makes you think. The stuff with the Countach and the Quaalude,
the favorite part is great.
Yeah,
because you're just watching that, and he's like, "I drove home so slow, and it's hard to believe I didn't scratch the car at all." And you're like, "You couldn't even walk down the stairs. How did you not?" And then you see the car, and you're like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah.
As the tears slowly roll down the corner of my eye, going, "I know it's fake, but it's real in my heart."
It's funny, like, I got inside jack from that. I got ruined on Countaches. I thought I wanted a Countach so bad. As a Snap-on thing, I get kind of jaded on some of these high-end cars. Like, I have like a shop that does nothing but servicing high-end Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Maserati stuff, and then they let you sit in them. You sit in a Countach. It looks badass and amazing, beautiful car. A, it's way smaller than you think it is. You think it's a big car. No, it's tiny. B, you're in some like weird seating position. The pedal box is super narrow. So I'm wearing redback boots. I don't feel like it. A lot of people like mechanic style boots. They're literally, so my foot and my feet touching each other was covering the entire pedal box assembly. Like I was touching gas, brake, clutch all at one time, just my feet touching each other. And then the window opens up about this much, and then you're like, I had a poster of you on my wall.
Oh yeah, the Countach was the quintessential poster. I mean, everyone had
Diablo though is still cool.
I've got one. I've got a Diablo poster.
Yeah.
Right here.
Well, the Diablo was bigger.
Mm-hmm. So that's still a cool car.
Yeah, the Diablo. The Countach. The Countach is dated. Like you look at a Countach now, and you're just like, yeah, that's 80s. That's
same with the Testarossa.
Yeah. No, see, hear me out. I've worked hard and I've got past the Corvette stage. I deserve a Ferrari 355 hardtop. Okay, that is my next. That is what I want. I want a 355 with a hardtop, and I was gonna do some crazy high end, like ADS 90s install in it. It's been way too much money on the ADS stuff.
Well, that's fine though. I mean, why not? I mean, it's if that's the dream, that's the dream. Get it. Don't get me wrong. If a Countach rolled up in the driveway tomorrow, it's not like I'm going to get rid of it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm talking about if I was going to spend the money and buy something. Because so like I want, that's what I want. That's the Ferrari. That was the Ferrari of my childhood, is the 355.
Oh, I would still buy a Countach. I mean, don't get me wrong. If the price was right, I'd be like,
it gets into stuff though. It's a performance guy too, though, man. Like, so one thing a lot of people don't realize in a lot of these mid '80s, the supercars, especially with the V10s and the V12s, it's not one engine electronic system that's running that entire engine. For instance, the BMWs and the Lamborghinis, generally speaking, were two banks of inline 5 or inline 6 engines running independently. So, like, you actually have a V block, yes, but as far as electronics leaks are concerned, it's two separate engines, and that's why if you have like one hiccup on one side, the whole car is going to go, I don't know what to do. Like, something's not right. So, there's this trade-offs to it.
That's basically a Bugatti. I mean,
touche, yeah.
Well, and then I just go buy a Model 3, and you guys got your 90s Ferraris, and I blow the doors off of you.
Dude, 25 Hertz for Life called me out, though. I do like Nissan Datsun trucks. I'm a mini truck, especially Nissan hard body guy. Yeah, for sure. I'm a mini truck guy, too. I want to do a blow-through in a hard body. Not a blow-through. So I want to do like a 90s mini truck, extended cab, do a 90s fiberglass snug top on it, but do my port, the back glass out of the thing, and then that'd be my port opening for the enclosure.
Out of acrylic, so you still can see out of the window. Just like a fish tank.
Oh, no, I don't care about that. Yeah, I'm going to do a little storage in the back behind that. I'll do like a cool amp rack in the very back.
Okay, so Hi-Fi, you're always going to – you have all the quotes.
Yeah.
So I know you've got a list of quotes.
Well, I've got scenes, okay?
All right, lay them on me.
Let me tell you facts. Like, my favorite part's Matthew McConaughey, hands down.
He's a great character.
He
Sue was kind of disappointed that he was only in that spot.
Right. And he just finished, if you notice, he looked really skinny because he had just finished Dallas Buyers Club, or he was filming it while he was doing this.
I thought it was dirt. I thought it was dirt that he was doing at the same time.
No, it was Dallas Buyers Club. He might have been doing it at the same time.
What's the one where he had cancer, where he got skinny?
Yeah, Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, gotcha. That was an amazing movie too. That was a great movie.
But they set him there, and he ad-libbed that pretty much that whole thing. They basically told him what they wanted him to do, and that was all Matthew McConaughey. I don't really go crazy over celebrities, but if I could meet one celebrity just to I want to hang out with them. It's him.
You'd want to hang out with Mr. Texas,
right? I mean, come on, that'd be all right. I mean, that'd be.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun for sure. All right, baby.
So I got that scene.
Well, did you ever see? So Matthew McConaughey, Sidejag. Did you ever see Sahara?
Mm-hmm. You were recommending that to somebody. So, yeah. I feel old because I was in high school when that movie came out. Okay, so I remember.
Shut up.
Yeah. Well, no, though. So no, I know it's a different thing though. But I remember I'm at the point now where there's so many films that came out now that I remember being new style filmography, and like it seemed like the visuals, everything, the color, the aspect of the shots was like, this is modern and all that stuff. Like, for instance, like Superbad and all that stuff. Like this is a modern comedy movie. Now that things, almost 20 years old, like a lot of the stuff, some of it aged well and some of it didn't age that well. And we're at the point now where like, this is almost a 10-year-old movie now. Think about that. So like, it's closer to 10 than not.
Well, but the thing about like this movie though is it's a period piece, and I feel period pieces typically hold well. Like Forrest Gump holds well because it was a period piece, so it represents that period in what we recall of it. When you're trying to do a future movie, it's like if you go watch Total Recall, you're gonna be like. That was this year. That's supposed to be 2020. They're on Mars.
I've never once in my life seen a woman with 3 breasts.
Yeah.
But he lied to me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one time in Tijuana, man. I ain't gonna lie.
She had 3 nipples. It was all right.
Yeah.
All right,
is Tijuana even a real place?
Yes.
Is it even real? I'm talking smack. Like, it's always mentioned in movies. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been there.
So Matthew McConaughey, the scenes with him. I just like when he was badgering the other guy. Like in The Office, I thought the Office scenes were way more funny than the rest.
The phone call scene where he's like, where the guy comes in and he's intimidated by the guy yelling at him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do my good job," and then Matthew McConaughey comes in and just like, "F you, bro." He's like, you lunch with me, now. You gotta pump those numbers up.
Yeah, right. That's what I was gonna ask you about. Do you jerk off? How many times a week? You gotta get those numbers up, bro.
And there's like that pause of like the moment too. He's like, "What should I tell this guy number one?" Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro.
As a matter of fact, I'm doing it right now.
He's like, thinking about money because I want to, but that's not the reason. Yes, I want to do it, but that's not the reason why I do it.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You'll be doing it thinking about money," and I'm like, "Wow, I aspire to do that." Okay, I don't need no ladies. Get away from me, you devil woman. I don't need
hundreds. Yeah. All right.
Next scene? The next great scene, and my outside of Matthew McConaughey, since he's very small part. If he was in the movie, he'd be my favorite. But Jonah Hill's character, absolutely my favorite. The first funny scene that he's in, where he's talking about his cousin. I heard the rumors. It's big about. He's like, yeah, my cousin. He's
I wasn't going to let anyone have sex with my cousin.
Yeah, he's like, she grew up hot. Out of respect of my family.
Yeah, I had to be the one that had sex with her. It's like, that it was that whole awkward scene where he was like, I've seen your car around. You show me a pay stub for $72,000, and I will quit my job and come work for you right now. And I'm just sitting there going, how does that work? Like, I mean.
I'm not.
They went to a phone booth. They called him, and he's like, "I quit."
No, it's not even the same scale of things whatsoever. Like, this is nowhere near the same scale. I did something similar to that. So I was working like full time at Home Depot and doing I was a tattoo artist working full time at Home Depot also. And my buddy Zach Wright, and he's actually been on Discovery Channel. He's actually doing that new TV show that's like the You versus Cops, and he was on Fastest Car and stuff, the world's fastest Ford Taurus. And he was managing a Midas automotive shop at the time, and I was trying to do my own thing. And he's like, "Yeah, I need a tech now, like make $1,000 a week." I was making like $400 a week. And I was like, "Zach, show me I can make $1,000 a week right now, and I will call Home Depot and quit." And sure enough, he's like, $1,000. I'm like, double what I'm making. Home Depot, I'm not coming in tomorrow, bro. Like, sorry. it's not working out. So, and they're like, you'll be terminated. Like, you can't be a rehire. I'm like, too bad. Like, yeah, but it's not the same scale as that. But yeah, that's kind of funny. But sometimes those risks are taken, just like, but going from like Midas to like my Snap-on franchise and making that jump, like finding out the money I could make with that. And dude, I was scared for like a year of like, is this going to work or not? Like I have guaranteed money with this, but I'm unhappy doing it. This I've got to be liable for every penny that I make. And it's a big jump.
You gotta collect on everybody. Oh my
god!
God.
I guess you probably saw that stack of people sending collections the other day.
Well, yeah,
but it's worse than it looks.
Always been the thing with Snap-on. I mean, it's like you get just chasing down mechanics that are just like dickheads.
Well, that's why I moved to this. Is because I'm burnt out on being the bad guy. If I could just, I'm trying to move to a smaller role. That's the reason I hired an assistant and let him be the collections guy. That stack looked worse than it is. That's dead all the way from like 2015 since I like started that franchise.
You faked it.
No, it's still money I'm owed. It's just money that I just kind of put on the back burner. But and some of that's bad debt too. Like when you buy a route, you're buying the route is they gauge those franchises by how much money's owed. So like you're buying debt also. So like like you're able to think about it though. So like if they has to have debt in that route for people to come in and be able to make money. So like if they can tell like, hey, this route produces this much, and if you purchase this route, it has this much debt in it. So if you show up, you can start collecting this amount of dollars to begin with. A lot of stuff people don't think about at all. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think about all that stuff. That's why I don't do that.
Well, when we started this channel, I was like, Dean, we started a new channel. We're not going to have no subscribers. And Dean said, don't worry about it. Just trust the system. And look at us now. We have like 199 subscribers, I think.
There's tens of people watching it. Yeah. Well, we only had 4 times the people watching the last show. Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But no, it's funny though going into this though. I feel like when this movie came out, there was like everyone was now you see the stock and Bitcoin and stuff now. There was like a stock craze for a minute, and I feel like this movie influenced a lot of you started seeing those apps come up for the mobile trading, like right after this dropped.
This was the Fast and Furious of stock market.
Yeah, for sure. People were like, "I'm going to go invest. I'm going to download this app on my phone today and start trading stocks."
Well, the best part about the stock traders now is they can influence their own little circles. So they go in there and try to blow up a stock, and they get you to spend your money to blow it up, and then they sell. And then you lose all their money while they gain.
Yeah. All right. What's your next scene?
The next scene is the Steve Madden when they're explaining the Quaaludes.
Oh yeah.
And then they're getting Steve Madden and he's like, oh, you got to check out this girl, Jordan. Come check out this girl. And then he promptly walks down the stairs and starts jerking off, saying she's so hot.
Oh, yeah, the scene where his dick's hanging out and his wife starts kicking his ass. I'm like, so Jonah Hill in this, I had the opposite love for because he just irritated the shit out of me throughout the whole movie, which was his role in the movie, no doubt about it. That and to have white teeth.
Right.
And
the whitest teeth in the world.
Yeah, and he played the role well because, I mean, he was just the biggest pain in the ass throughout the whole movie, I like the scene where he sends him down when the boat's getting ready to crash and goes, "Go get the thing, go get the bag."
Yeah.
Get the bag.
I like it when
I could die. Get the bag.
What about when they're getting they get their firm set up and they're throwing the parties. They're like, we're getting these live midgets. Like, what can we not do with the midgets? Like, no, this one will pull out his penis. Yeah, but no,
that was like a 5-minute scene. That was a literal 5-minute scene where they're talking about, like, yes, he will do this, he won't do this. No, that's his brother. His brother is the
bowling ball. Yeah, but no, it says right here that he will do this.
Well, we'll keep that in our back pocket.
But we can throw them. Like they're they're top heavy. Yeah,
they're built for that.
Dad's coming.
Oh, and Rob Reiner was classic.
Oh, he was the best. You have all the money. Just call it a day. How much more money do you need?
Exactly. He's like, and he's talking about, he's like, they're clean. They're shaven from the eyebrows down. He's like, I don't mind the bush.
Dude. Okay. Apparently cocaine is great when you do it off somebody's butthole. Yeah, that's the thing. Didn't know that, so learned a lot there. But if I were ever to have the opportunity to do a Quaalude after watching that movie, I feel like we're all a tad bit of an expert now.
Yeah.
Like it's like, don't go to sleep, stay up, and then you get the high of a lifetime. And if you get the really old ones, wait 90 minutes.
Well, see, the trick is you could do the same thing with what's that sleep medicine that they prescribe to everybody nowadays?
Melatonin or something like that?
No. It was the brand name, something that they gave them that.
Oh, that movie, yeah, and crap, and like if you stay up super, like it's super trippy, and there's a movie that they made funny about it with
I've taken some of that sleeping medicine before and didn't go to sleep, and it's yeah, man, it's weird. It feels like you're high. It's just, I don't know how else to explain it.
I can't think about it, man. There's that Sean William Scott movie where he's like the babysitter, and like, yeah, if you take these, you stay up.
Ambien.
Yeah, Ambien. Yeah, that's it.
Ambien. Yep.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Dean, what did you think about the movie overall? What was the feeling on it?
So,
was it? We're on the range here.
All right, no, all right. Here, I love the movie.
Right.
I love the movie. The problem I had with the movie in general was not its fault. What had happened is we had Monday off.
Yeah.
So Monday I had to prep the whole week's for vacation for the channel. So it's like I had a list of 10 things that I had to do this weekend. And so it was like Saturday night, I was like, okay, it was one night this weekend. I was like, it's 4th of July. We're going to do the family thing. And I watched.
I can tell you what night it is. Go ahead, keep talking. I'll figure it out.
So we watched the new Amazon movie that just came out.
It was Sunday.
Tomorrow. Okay, so Sunday. So we watched the Tomorrow War. I watched the last episode of Warrior, and I watched both Lokis that I hadn't watched. So it was like I watched both Lokis, and the girls. It was kind of like this weird experience because the girls were all in the room with me, and I was like, I started watching the first Loki, and they didn't say nothing. So I watched the second Loki, and they didn't say nothing. And so I was like, all right. I watched Warrior. They didn't say nothing. I go, hey, you guys want to watch the Tomorrow War? And they're like, yeah, whatever. I watched that. And I was like, and he was like, hey, aren't you supposed to be watching the Wolf of Wall Street? So now it's like 10 o'clock.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, yeah, I was thinking 2-hour movie. I didn't realize it was 3 hours.
3 hours, yes.
Holy shit. So
it draws on.
Yeah. So my immediately critique was they could have shaved an hour out of that movie, and I feel it would have been just as exciting.
Yeah.
And immediately I was, oh no, and you need. I'm like, no, there was like we didn't need the whole midget boardroom. That was funny, but there's an hour there that you could have lost from that movie, and the movie still would have been a great movie.
Okay, we're not taking out the midget thing. Okay, we'll take out like the him leaving part. Yeah, let's get this straight right now. Like I like that part.
I tend to agree. We could take out a lot of the nudity scenes, and I'd be fine with that.
Okay,
but let's keep the little
details. Dean's like, we'll leave all the like this 5-second clips of them snorting drugs and dumb shit and all that. Yeah, but take out the midgets. That's offensive. Okay, it's 2021.
You can't have that. You can't have that. Yeah, exactly. But no, like I enjoyed the movie. Leonardo DiCaprio is a great actor. I mean, he does well in almost any genre you throw at him. This movie broke the fourth wall a couple times, and he does narration, which he's done before, and he does really good with narrating a movie and then you following along what's happening and just watching this idiotic thing that he's having to do, like when he did the one where he was like the pilot, where he pretended to be the pilot.
Me if you can.
Catch Me If You Can. Like great movie. And then that other the Christopher Nolan one that he did was phenomenal.
Inception.
Yeah, see, there you go. I never saw the Reverend or whatever that one was where he's hunting the bear.
I heard it was good, but I never seen it.
I heard mixed reviews on it, so hopefully we'll never have to watch that because it's like
Scott's like, oh shit, that's the one I had.
I'll watch it. I'll do it. It's fine. Yeah. So I need to watch other stuff. I get home and I'm like, I'm going to watch this show, and I'm like, reruns of Star Trek I've seen 5 times, and I'm like, nope, skip episode.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a great movie. I mean, it was everything you'd wanted it to be. It was just funny because it was predictable, probably just because it's 10 years down the road now, and it's like, yeah, this is gonna happen, right? The bitch is gonna die, You know, like she's gonna die in some she's gonna have a heart attack or something. You're gonna lose all your money. The funniest scene I thought was his reality check when he goes, "Did you guys just see that? That was the plane I had coming. It just blew up and 3 people died." You're just like, that's a hit and a half for your ass, man.
They foreshadowed that when he comes in with the crash landing on the freaking helicopter where he's passing out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like, this dude doesn't need to be in a plane at all ever.
And the fact that so the other question is, he put a bag of cocaine in the couch.
Yeah.
How did it get in there where he needed a knife to get at it? I'm sure there was a zipper somewhere. He didn't have to destroy the couch.
I will say that
cocaine.
He was very high at the time, or drunk. He's always something.
But he wasn't. That was the thing. He was arguing with her because he was sober at that time, because he'd been sober for like 2 years at that point. And Jonah Hill came over, and Jonah Hill was like, "You want to get high?" And he's like, "I haven't done anything for 2 years. Do you want to get drunk?" "No, I haven't been high in 2 years." "What have you been doing?" "It sounds really boring." "It is." It sucks. But at that moment, I was like, that is the most white guy thing you would have anybody say. Like the rich, "Oh man, what is it like not doing cocaine? It sucks." "But I can't do it because I don't want to go to jail. So I will not do cocaine."
Right.
"All right, well, you're going to jail." "Well, I'm going to do cocaine then." And then he goes, and then he's like, "Oh, that line where he goes, like the first day to jail, and I was so nervous, and then I remembered I'm rich." Dave Chappelle, you're rich. You're gonna have a different experience.
Well, that's what he said at the beginning. He's like, this can, brighten your days up, decimate your enemies, and while he's snorting the coke, and he's like, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about this, and he rolls out the $100 bill. It's one of the opening scenes, and it's like,
yeah. Oh, no, I remember.
And it's he's about the money, he's about the party, and he plays the game the best he can. And Coach from Friday Night Lights, he gets him in the end.
Oh yeah, that guy sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone did a really good job acting.
Yeah.
So,
there was a lot of good actors in there. His first wife, she's the girl from How I Met Your Mother. She's the mother from How I Met Your Mother. And then, of course, this was kind of the standout role for I can't remember her name.
Oh, the blonde?
The Duchess.
Oh yeah, Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that was kind of her first standout.
Dude, the whole time I'm watching them going, why do I know that voice?
Right.
Why do I know that? And it's like, God, finally, like the last 10 minutes. And
that's Margaret Robbie. Yeah, Margaret Robbie.
Margaret Robbie,
yeah.
I think she's a very, very, very lovely lady too. I thought it was funny that the bride guy, John Berthel, whatever, when they first, so he's like, I assembled the team. He's like, people that needed it for sales or whatever. That's when he's going over like his list of people, and it's the guy working out. He's like, yeah, tell your sister I said hey, and he's like, the kid's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then he was like, oh, this guy's kind of like a lame, like a drug dealer or something like that. And he's like, Mom, and like, we got chicken or something like now is at his mom's house too, like getting double whammy.
I mean, when you grow up in California, like everybody knew that guy. Everybody knew a guy that was some kind of allegory that was very similar to this type of guy. He's hanging around with kids that are way too young for him.
Yeah.
And
living at home with his mother.
And I like how it kind of came full circle at the end where he goes to the guy, sell me this pen.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't write he still doesn't write his name on a napkin or whatever he said.
Yeah, write your name on a napkin. I don't have a pen. Here, buy this pen.
There you go.
And it was like, I was like, yeah, that's exactly it. Because
that's the thing though. It's like, how many like feeding something like the Snap-on truck? They're like, hey, I need this specialty socket tool to do my job right now. Like, hey, it's it's $400 price. Like, okay, cool. I can't lose that much. You're like, well, you need it right now, don't you, to do this job, but you're going to get paid for it? Like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sign a credit app and I'll get my money later from you.
Yeah, exactly. You can either pay for it or just be that guy that lies to me and tells me they're going to pay for it. And then they'll be like, Scott screwed me. You screwed my credit. You're like, no, you didn't.
And that's the funny. Okay, side jagging over to that. That's one of the funny things. Like, I know, in our profession, like there's certain tools you have to have in order to do your job appropriately. And if you don't, you're trying to pass yourself off as a professional. You took that job. You knew you needed that tool. And then, a smart person goes, I don't have that tool. I need to do this job. You build that tool into the job. Yeah. If you need, that was like photography 101. It's like, if you're going to be taking pictures of something and you don't have the tools you need to do that job, well, then you bill in renting those tools to get that job done, because like you're not going to go out as a photographer and spend tens of thousands of dollars on photo gear to do one wedding. Sure. You say, hey, look, this wedding is $10,000. I'm going to need to hire an assistant. I need to call up the rental house. I need these lights. I need this. I need that. And, you shoot the wedding, you get your $10,000, you pay the bills that you have, and you've made your profit, whatever that might be. But, in the other home improvement or mechanics or something like that, it's like
you got to make that investment. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to need this $200 tool to fix this. I know how to fix it, but I need this tool. Well, fine. You roll that into the price of doing it. It's like, it's going to be $12,000 instead of $1,000. You go buy that tool, instead of buying the cases of beer that you're going to buy afterwards, celebrating that hey man, I knocked this one out of the park, bro.
Right. They do it. Yeah. I feel you have a guy that's like, he'll have beer breath, opening a pack of cigarettes. Man, I ain't got any money this week. And you're like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you so bad. But these guys, these guys buy tools. Some buy penny stocks, like, it's funny. And going back into the thing too, like one of my, I like the funny scene is like when they find their commission on the penny stocks, like 50% commission. And he's like, so if I sell $10,000 of this penny stock, I get $5,000. And the guy's like, I will personally give you a BJ. Okay. Yeah, I hope it happens. I hope it does.
And I hope it happens.
Yeah.
My wife, she never noticed that scene till today, I think.
Really?
And when she heard it, she was like, she just kind of done one of the.
So that scene. So that scene was funny because I was reading one of the things in our world is always the battle between owner and installer, like that battle of like, this guy's doing this guy's not paying me enough, and I felt that scene was kind of like the antithesis of what life should be like. It's like, listen, I want you to sell a $10,000. I would gladly give you a check for $5,000 if you can close that, because I'm going to make money too. So hell yes, but in our world, there's too many people out there that's like, I don't want to pay this guy that much. Mm-hmm. It's like, wait, he just made you, like you just did this and you told him you'd give him that. And no, he's taking too much of my money. No, he's doing the work for you. He's making you this money. You're paying him $4,000. You're keeping $1,000. You wouldn't even get that $1,000 if he hadn't done the. I don't
just give and take to it too. Like, I'm in a similar situation. I just got rid of one sales assistant and hired another one. So for instance, like depending on the percent, you get a dollar figure. Like, hey, this guy's got to bring this X amount of dollars to the business, or you're at a deficit. So if I'm paying you, $700 a week and you're making me $500, then we're at a deficit there, bro. But so I mean, it all depends on how it goes. But like, the guy that's, as long as he's making more than what you're paying him, then you're doing you're doing a good job, because it's still, you're taking market share too, which the movie goes over all that. And I thought it was great too when he's in that small penny stock place and he's giving the first time he does the sales pitch on the phone, and then like everyone's doing their job and all that working, and then like slowly as it gets into it, people are like, is this guy serious right now? Like, and then he closed the deal on him, and then next thing you know, he has the whole sales pitch where he's lubing him up and everything, and the believe it or not, the text, the speech thing is almost it's a real sales tool thing. It's not really saying you got to like write some bullshit script and like that, but you got people, but just like the car audio stuff, just like when it comes to, okay, Dean, how it exactly. You guys are booked up for how long? And people want you to do their installs, and even certain stuff that like it's not even like stuff you guys sold. Like they want Dean and Fernando to do their installs. They know you, they trust you, they want to buy from you. Like they want you to do their install. So it's like it's kind of the same thing. Like they, those guys got to trust you. They got to know you to spend money with you. And like this movie covers that pretty good, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because that's actually the class we teach, is trying to get that concept into people's heads, that it's like it's all about trust. It's all about, so we open our class with, there's 2 football games playing right now. One of them is a team you've never heard of, you don't know anything about, and the other one you miraculously know all about this team. You've gone in the future, you know who wins. which team are you going to bet money on?
The one you know everything about, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
sure.
With the content we create, we've essentially done that. You know what the end product's going to be. You've seen it a dozen times, if not hundreds of times. So there's no guesswork involved. It's like you're going to get this. If that's what you want, you're willing to wait and you're willing to pay what it costs to do it. So,
when the walk-ins come in, it's like I can imagine if they don't know the setup, and then you hit them with, this is going to be roughly whatever the case may be, 3,500 or 5,000. They just get that sticker shock. It's like, well, maybe this isn't the place for you to get your install. Maybe you get your install over here because
you go over different options though. Like I've sold $30,000 toolboxes, bro. Like making sure it's not even tools in them. It's not even tools.
Yeah, I mean,
those guys get gunshot. I got the 30 bands one. That's pretty. That's up there. But yeah,
the big roller one.
It's a Mr. Big. You got a pit wagon or a Mr. Big. It's got a trailer hitch on it. But you're throwing in there. It's gonna be like you play it up. You're like, hey, and they're like, man, I'm about to retire. I love shop. Like, you're gonna have this toolbox. You're gonna be leaned up on it with your buddies, drinking beer, and they're gonna be going, I wish I had a toolbox like Dean's got. And you're like, yeah, you do. I know you do. But
mine has a refrigerator in it.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, dude. I've got guys that do that. I've got guys that work at like truck shops, stuff like that. People like a lot of the guys are gross. They'll have like lockers. One will have a mini fridge, one will have a microwave in it. Just stuff like that. Mine
was the Cobalt that came with a refrigerator.
Bragger. I need one of those. Keep your cold snacks in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's all. Dude, that's how we roll. And it's funny because
I just watched Jackie Run, Dave, the other night. That's a great movie.
I've only had it for a couple years, and for the first 20 years of doing this, it was like, I'd bring a lunch with a cooler and shit would be warm. And it wasn't until I got here and I was like, wow, a refrigerator, a mini fridge. Wow, that concept just kind of blows your mind. Why would you not have one?
Right.
Like, duh.
I need to get one on the tool truck. That's what I need to do.
They're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best. All right, well, let me ask you this, Scott. To the Wolf of Wall Street, 2 thumbs up all the way around. Everybody loved it. But there are other movies you probably liked. So we like to ask people, what are your top 3 go-to movies? Like if you're stranded on a desert island and you get to take 3 movies with you to watch for the rest of your life, what 3 movies are you taking with you?
That's hard. I'm gonna figure out which number I'm gonna order the Star Trek franchise movies in. Which
so
way
keep in mind. I'm gonna. All right.
No, I'm talking shit. I'm not doing that one.
No. So keep in mind, like the Star Trek movies, you don't have to use those because
it was a joke, yeah.
But I feel like the box sets, like for example, I would not pick Star Wars as the top 3 movies I'm going to take with me. I'm just going to assume they're already going to be on the island because those are gimmies. But like I have 3 movies that like Ghostbusters, the original, Predator, and I don't remember what my third one was, but those are the kind of movies like. You don't have to pick 3. Just like, what are your favorite movies? That you're like, oh man, like I love this movie. If it's on, I'm watching it.
Okay, so hear me out, and they give some range there. Tron, the first Tron movie. Love Tron so much.
Good pick.
It's impressionable on me. And my movie taste changed so much, and some of the stuff's like weird, obscure taste, or like stuff that people want to be unpopular. Like I've made jokes before. Like I love the comedy movie from the early 2000s, The Adventures of Pluto Nash, which is like one of the lowest, one of the lowest scored movies ever.
Who cares? It was awesome.
One of my favorite movies of all time is the TV special Lonesome Dove. One of my favorite movies of all. It's like a 6-hour whip. It's got Robert Duvall and all that stuff. That's a great one. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Another cool movie for me. And like the older that movie gets, and like the more stuff that comes out, like how they did the CGI and stuff, it just has more respect for it. Some mind stuff like Inception or like Butterfly Effect and like cool mind games like that's cool, or Lords of Dogtown, the skateboarding movie. There's a lot of those cool movies.
Lords of Dogtown. I've seen it, but I don't remember seeing it because that was like one of those movies. Like, yes, I watched it. It just kind of ticked off the box. But that one's got quite the cult following for sure.
Yeah, and I was a skater kid, when that movie came out, so it had a place with me. All the Fast and Furious movies, the Matrix movies, man. I feel like they're I think there's like a rumor has it another Matrix movie coming out too.
Yeah. I feel like Matrix. There again, it's like Matrix 1. like here's
I like
Matrix
the whole
1.
trilogy. I like the whole trilogy.
I like the whole trilogy too, but the first Matrix when it came out, that was like groundbreaking, amazing movie. That it's like, oh my god, like
a legit good movie.
That movie played in my dad's car audio shop, Auto Addictions at the time. That the first Matrix movie played in the audio video demo room on VHS on repeat all day, every day. Every day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man. We did that too, but I don't remember what they were. But we just had we had some crappy movies that played.
Beverly Hills Cop.
No, I mean they were just crappy movies.
That's the first pair of boobs I ever saw with Beverly Hills Cop in a movie.
Really?
Yeah, first pair of boobies I ever saw in a movie.
I try to think what mine was. What's the one where Phoebe Cates comes out of the pool? Fast Times?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That might be. It's either that or Porky's. I think might be the first time I ever seen.
Probably Porky's.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. The other question we like to ask people is, if you had to eat a snack while watching this movie, what snack would it be?
Mini Oreos.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah,
because
it's not a popcorn movie because you're gonna run out of popcorn way
no.
before 3 hours is done.
No, it's the mini Oreos. You could just sit there and take your time, and it's got white stuff in the middle. You can twist them and lick them, and okay. What about you? What would you do on this one?
I got the perfect snack. Do you remember the things like they were called dipsticks or whatever, and they had like powder?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, just snort the powder. Don't even.
I was just gonna go straight cocaine. My answer is straight cocaine.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to re-experience the '90s again in South Florida. Yeah,
I'm just going mini cocaine. As much cocaine as possible. Just like,
or
we're doing cocaine.
No,
just cocaine, because we don't want to. Quaaludes seem like way too much work. Cocaine, immediate high. We're all good to go. It's okay. I have a question for you. I'm glad you mentioned the Oreo cookies. So one of the questions that came up when we were in Orlando at Knowledge Fest was about Oreo cookies. Do either of you have Oreo cookies presently at your house?
No.
Okay.
We usually do. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you store your Oreo cookies when you do have them at the house?
In the pantry.
Okay. So
are we weird or something? Or is that the norm?
No, believe it or not. Well, okay. So it depends. So we were sitting at the table, and I was talking with Brian Mitchell from ARC, and he was just mowing down some Oreo cookies. And I go, where do you keep, we're talking about Oreos. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to go home tonight. I'm going to open the fridge and get an Oreo cookie. He goes, you keep your Oreos in the refrigerator? I was like, yeah.
They're probably good.
You have to eat Oreos cold. And he's like, dude, that is the weirdest thing I ever heard. And across from him was Nick Wingate. Yeah. I said, and he goes, Nick, where do you keep your Oreo cookies? He goes, refrigerator. But picture a Texas accent sounding quite angry. And then another guy from ARC was on the other end of the table, and he goes, refrigerator. And Matthew Palumbo from Audio Control and he goes, refrigerator. And I looked at him, I was like, Brian, you're weird. He's like, I apparently have to go home and put my
I'll have to try that.
Refrigerator.
I tried something the other day. I put a Nature Valley peanut butter crunch bar, like the granola things. Yeah. I had a melted one, and it was in my excursion door panel for the whole day. I was like, man, I've been bringing my tool truck. I got home, popped that bad boy in the freezer for 15 minutes. That was delicious, dude, frozen. I was like, this is why have I never had frozen granola chocolate peanut butter before?
So the reason why Florida people keep everything in the refrigerator as opposed to the pantry is because of cockroaches and ants. You're going to have one or the other in Florida. It doesn't matter. You pay the bug guys to come all the time, and you're either going to get these little crappy sugar ants at some point, or you're going to get a palmetto bug, because it's just impossible to not have them at some point. So you just learn to keep nothing out on the counter at all. Everything goes into the refrigerator, or it goes into a sealed Ziploc container where there's no air getting to it so that no one can hear it. So Oreos and cookies and stuff like that all go into the refrigerator. But
it never crossed my mind. Yeah.
No, me neither.
Dude, trust me, cold double stuffed Oreo cookie.
Double stuff.
Mega stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. See, I don't really eat that much sweet stuff. I've lost 17 pounds this year. Straight up, just kind of cutting out junk food at home and drinking. I try to drink 2 of these a day. These big old. I'm not trying to do the labels and thing, but and then
you're not going to pay us either way.
Touche, yeah. So, but I try to do 2 of those a day, and then but the thing is now, if I could buy junk food, I had a Sprite the first time of the day. A Sprite for the first time in probably a month. I had a soda. It was this is freaking amazing. If you use it as like a treat or like a dessert or something like that, I'm like, this is delicious. I'm telling you, I'm like, this is so refreshing and delightful. And you know, like most people pound them. Like, you know, if you have a 12-pack in your fridge, you drink one every day. You're like, I don't care. It's soda or whatever.
The Sprite Zeros,
are they good?
They're pretty good, man.
I've never had the Sprite Zero. I'd rather give me one.
I haven't had a Sprite in forever.
Sprite's good. Sprite's like one of those.
I mean, when I was a kid, I drank it all the
credit. You know, Sprite doesn't give enough credit for how good it actually is.
Sprite or ginger ale, man. Like people hate on like. Oh, I love ginger ale, man.
I do the ginger ale bold.
The
bold. Because that's you'll see me. I'll have the little can on the show here.
The tiny one.
I buy the little tiny cans because you know that's just if I'm gonna drink it, it's like I'm gonna have a little bit.
Well, you know, for Oreos, I'm weird in the fact that I like the cookie part more than the.
Really?
So I like the originals. I just like the originals. It's less filling. It's like a good mix for me. But I admit that I'm like the most people are double stuffed at the minimum, and then mega stuff that they want to get crazy.
Yeah, we want to get crazy. I mean,
the thing is, the stuffing's where it's at. But when you buy the mega stuffed one, there's only like 4. Like you have that long, crazy pack. It's like 4 long ways cookies.
Perfect. I'm fine with that. Then I just feel better. I only ate 4.
No, I want a whole rack, bro.
I was like healthy.
Yeah.
I can co-sign a Fresca. They're pretty good.
I like Fresca. Yeah. Fresca's good.
It makes me think of that movie. Oh, that's one thing I need to have y'all watch that you haven't. Have either one of you watched either Let's Go to Prison or Idiocracy?
Yeah. Both. Watch both of them.
Great movies, yeah. That would be a good one to do to add to the list. Those things.
As you
Fresca was from The Boys. Would you like a Fresca? No, I don't want a Fresca. Yeah, that was the drink the church kept asking.
See, and Let's Go to Prison, he was like, I want a effing Fresca, not a Sprite, not a ginger ale. Yeah. That would be a good one. Let's Go to Prison. I want to see. So I want to see you guys review Demolition Man, the '90s Sylvester Stallone with freaking Wesley Snipes.
Actually, I have that movie. I have that on DVD.
I have it on Laserdisc, bro.
My wife is gonna love you.
No, I do have it on Laserdisc. No, I do have it on Laserdisc.
You gotta watch it on Laserdisc.
Yeah,
I've had I've had all my Laserdisc out in the living room for like 2 months, and just have never plugged anything up to the receiver.
The problem I have right now is I had to buy because the new audio control receiver I have doesn't have a coax input.
Like nothing analog. Yeah, there's nothing analog at all.
It's all HDMI input. So I had to buy an HDMI converter for it. But I think I got the wrong piece. But no, I actually have the Demolition Man poster somewhere. I have no idea where, but.
That's one of the funny favorite movies. She loves it.
So we'll have a conversation about the seashells and all that stuff, and it's kind of thing funny. I think we're at that time now. I think as far as I think we're right around the same time in the future it is, and that one's a good one. One of the Terminator movies would be cool to do. Like I was talking about Terminator 2 a minute ago.
Pick which one you're going to add to the list, and then pick one off the list because Demolition Man wasn't on there yet.
Okay, Demolition Man is Terminator on there or no? We're definitely doing my choice to add to the list. I would love to do Demolition Man.
All right, we'll add that.
Demolition Man is on there.
Yeah.
So now you got to pick one of these from the list that we have to watch for 2 weeks from now.
Grandma's Boy.
Is that on there? Oh, Grandma's Boys.
Right.
I can't stop coming. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Dean?
Yeah.
Who's in that?
It's the guy it's Adam. No, it's Adam Sandler. It's Adam Sandler's buddy. Yeah.
It's
I don't know if
none of the famous guys. The cross-eyed guy from You Can Do It.
Yeah.
The cross-eyed guy. He's the main character. And then it's got
Rob Schneider?
No. It's not Rob Schneider. It's the buddy.
That was screaming the You Can Do It.
Oh, okay.
And he's the main character, and then really nobody famous.
There's some smaller little people. It's got Jonah Hill in it as largest.
Right. And I don't even want to say. Don't say what he does because if Dean don't remember, I want to know.
I don't think I've seen the movie, so
yeah, it's like a fat Jonah Hill too.
Yeah, and it's the original X. He's a game coder for the original Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Monkey, ninja kick the shit out of that elephant.
Yeah. It's a great one.
We'll see. I wonder where Dean's going to land on this one.
I guess we'll just wait and see.
It's got Nick Swartzen He's in it.
Yeah.
And
oh wow, yeah, I forgot about Nick Swanson in that.
Yeah, and he's one of the he goes in there and there's grandmas and yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, he's like, I live in this house with all these chicks. I got all these yeah.
Yeah, keep me up. He's
they keep me up all night, yeah.
Yeah, we'll save it. I can quote a lot of lines from that too. I just watched it recently. So
oh good God. Okay. All right, we'll add that to the list. So in 2 weeks we'll be back to watch to review Grandma's Boy.
Right.
Thank you, Scott, for coming on.
Thank you.
Being our guest and doing your homework and knowing what there is to know about the Wolf of Wall Street. Best of luck with the Power Hog brand.
All right.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
Send them bullet tweets over for me to review.
Yeah.
Send those in. Actually, it's funny. One of the companies we deal with has a new set, and Fernando's like, call them. I want them now. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. You call them up. I ask them if they'll send us a set to review. And I was like,
oh no.
Okay. Oh, dude, he loves that crap, man. Listen, man, you can dress him up. You can let him hear the finest detail quality and just tie whatever. But at the end of the day, man, give me that any day. And it's like, all right, it's like that scene at the end of
you gotta have that sparkle.
Quigley Down Under, where the Aborigine guy is dressed up in a suit and stuff, and as the show ends, he's like pulling the tie off and throwing it away and rolling his pants up, and he's gonna go back into the woods. And it's like, okay, you like what you like, man. You can like all this too, but at the end of the day, you got the choice between this and that. You're going with that.
Yeah, set the bullet tweets, man. Melt the face.
Bullet tweets. And then people are going, wait, bullet? What are they talking about? Land Before Time next week, guys.
I do think sometimes I was like, I wonder, because I just put these very simple: the Wolf of Wall Street - movie review. So somebody's wanting to see what it's about, and they watch it and
they're like, what is this crap?
Why are they talking about bullet tweets? What even is that?
That's why we don't talk about car stereos out here, because it's like they're like, who are these guys? What did they do something else?
They were in the comments like, yeah, there's only one person here.
On reverse polarity, in reverse, they're like, what? They're talking about we're here for
movies,
cardio, bro. What? Snacks, sandwiches.
Yeah, crust cut off. Yeah,
I'm over talking about shitty Snap-on customers not paying their bill, and I'm like, damn it, yeah, I'm here for the Wolf of Wall Street. Just got me pissed off, and like
always be closing.
Always. Coffee's for closers.
And with that, we're going to close this show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We won't be here next week. We'll be here the week after. We'll watch the movie, and we'll continue on with the shenanigans and having a great time. And with that, you guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time, guys. Thank you.